Requesting support weapon.
This is the 504th day of the Galactic War. We find ourselves no longer fighting to win. We're fighting to keep up. 3 fronts burn across the stars. The bugs regroup. The Illuminate consolidate. And now, the bots surge back with Devastators and Hulks that don't just advance. They fly. In this report, we cover the desperate effort to hold the line, the rising machine threat, and the cracks forming across Super Earth's defenses. I'm in high orbit over Curia. From up here, the fires blend into the clouds. But down there, it's a siege. We were supposed to be entering a time of restoration. The last major order saw 290 million Illuminate dead and 2.9 billion bugs purged across the stars. A hard-fought victory. And for a moment, the skies quieted. 2 liberated worlds granted access to over 2 billion in E-710 reserves. A fiscal windfall that fueled reconstruction across dozens of super-Earth colonies. The ministries launched atmospheric reseeding. Ruined cities began to breathe again. Even the capital stirred beneath scaffolds and algae blooms. But while we rebuilt, the automatons were not idle. They adapted, reforged the Jet Brigade, and now they deploy Devastators and Hulks that leap, fly, and overwhelm before you can reload. We are now locked in a 3-front war, with the Illuminate establishing their twisted empire, the bugs reforming on the fringe, and the bots striking with brutal precision. And the Helldiver Corps? We are stretched. Our numbers have fallen, from 60,000 at peak to barely 20,000 in the field at any given time. We are not just fighting a war, we are trying to survive it. Yeah, it's a lot to take in, but war doesn't wait for R&R, and we don't get to blink. We face what's in front of us. 2 defense worlds, 1 machine resurgence, and a clock that's already bleeding hours. Let's review the task at hand. The previous major order was a success. Illuminate numbers were diminished, but they continue to gain planets, consolidating their hold. The Terminid swarm was fractured, driven back across multiple sectors. The momentum was ours, but momentum is fragile, and the enemy knows it. All right, here's where we stand. The new major order sounds simple on paper. Repel 4 automaton attacks. Hold the line for 6 more days. That's it. But so far, 0 for 4. That doesn't mean failure. It just means we're in the early rounds of the fight. And the bots, threw the first punch harder than expected. We'll wear them down. We always do. But we need time, coordination, and boots on the ground. They've upgraded. Jet thrust Devastators. Hulks with aerial charges. They're not marching into our fire anymore. They're flying through it. Let's talk ground. Curia and Bekvam III. One's overwhelmed. The other's being forgotten. Both need us now. Curia, Mars Pyra sector. This is where the bulk of the fight is. We've got 39,302 Helldivers on the field, holding it together with sheer will. 17.24% defended, but the bots are chewing through ground at 4.16% per hour, while we're only retaking 2.68%. We're still on the losing side of the curve. To stop the fall, we need to be hitting 5.12% an hour with 155% force concentration. We're not there yet. Tactically, it's not a lack of guts. It's burnout. Squads are going in hard, but rotation's too slow. We hold one point and lose the next. You want to help? Drop in. Bring support stratagems. Cover each other. Bekvam III, Nano Sector. This one's slipping through our fingers. Only 2,456 Helldivers active. And it shows. We're holding just 2.37%, pushing back at 0.17% per hour, while the bots still hammer forward at 4.16%. Required resistance is 6.24% per hour, and the ministry's flagged it for 183% force deployment. We're nowhere near that. This isn't just bad, it's critical. Tactically, the jungle's a nightmare. No visibility, tight paths, and perfect cover for bot advances. But the real problem? It's being ignored. And if Bekvam falls, it opens a clean route into the inner zones, where resupply hubs and relay stations don't have the luxury of frontline defense. So why are these two planets so important? Well, it's what's behind them that matters. Bekvam III is barely defended. If we lose it, the bots roll straight into Yulheim and Dumatir. Yulheim trains future support crews, logistics, workers, the backbone of our war effort. Dumatir refines toxic gas mines, critical for area denial and swarm control. Lose Bekvam, and we lose support and battlefield control. Curia is the last serious line before Tarsh and Mastia. Tarsh fuels the napalm supply, essential for trench wars and tunnel burns. Mastia runs our surveillance grid, detecting internal threats and illuminate influence before they spread. Lose Curia, and we lose firepower and foresight. But let's be clear, even if we lose these planets, the others don't fall automatically. It's not a domino line, it's a slow bleed. But with every step back, our capabilities shrink. Our margin for error gets tighter. And truth is, we're probably going to lose Bekvam. And Curia is a gamble. We hold it if we dig deep, if we make them pay for every inch of ground. Because that's the real goal now. Bleed the Jet Brigade. Wear down their numbers, burn through their advances, and stall their momentum. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get the chance we need. A major order to strike Aurora Bay, where their Jet Brigade factories are still running hot. That would be a four-world push, deep into bot-held territory, right on the doorstep of Cyberstan itself. It won't be easy, but if we get the order, we finish what they started. The only true way to end the Jet Brigade is to destroy the factories and logistics hubs that keep rebuilding them. We've fought them before. Twice now we've driven them back. And this is the third time they've re-emerged while we were looking the other way. This cycle won't stop until we cut it at the source. I've personally petitioned High Command to issue that order, to launch a full-scale offensive on Aurora Bay and wipe out their production lines for good. Hopeful? Maybe. Optimistic? Not really. But it's the only move that makes sense. Meanwhile, the Illuminate threat is growing. They don't need reinforcements. They need silence. And they're getting it. At least the bugs have been stopped for now. Small victories in a long war. So as always, distribute this after-action report to all Allied units. Log visual records for future recruits. And make sure Command receives the full combat documentation. Or I'll personally assign you to morale poster duty on Tarsh. With glitter.
Red skies or not, I descend again. Let them feel judgment. This war isn't over. It's only testing the faithful, and I do not break.